Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling. What if behind every quiet glance, there was a louder truth? What if every soft gesture was a silent confession of love? Liu Yuning, the man known for his poise, his talent, his focus, is suddenly doing something fans didn't expect. He's protecting someone. He's looking at someone differently. And that someone is Song Zuer. Could this be more than friendship? Could it be love? Stay with us, because what we're about to reveal will change how you see them forever. At first glance, the connection between Liu Yuning and Song Zuer appeared ordinary. Two professionals brought together by a shared project, fulfilling roles, rehearsing lines, and carrying the weight of their own rising fame. On the surface, it was just another collaboration in the fast-paced world of entertainment. But the truth, as fans began to sense, lay quietly beneath the surface. Their bond didn't begin with bold declarations or grand gestures. It emerged through the silent language of presence, moments when no one else was watching. Liu Yuning, known for his calm focus and composed exterior, began to show signs of something softer when he was around her. He lingered after scenes ended, not out of necessity, but out of something unspoken. Song Zuer in turn responded not with words, but with a kind of ease that only grows when someone feels truly seen. There was a subtle shift in energy whenever they were together, the kind of closeness that couldn't be scripted. Their laughter felt unforced, like two people not performing, but simply existing in sync. In the crowded chaos of a production set, they carved out quiet spaces together, sharing glances, trading smiles, standing just close enough that fans began to notice. These weren't scenes written in a script. They were moments that slipped through between takes. They didn't need music or lighting to be felt. The connection was raw, real, and strangely moving. And perhaps that's why it touched so many people, because it reminded us that sometimes the strongest beginnings don't announce themselves loudly. Sometimes love walks in gently, unnoticed by most, except by those who know how to feel it. In Liu Yuning and Song Zuer, audiences saw more than co-stars. They saw the early sparks of something real, delicate, respectful, and quietly unfolding. There's a difference between politeness and genuine care, between being attentive because it's expected, and showing up because you truly can't help yourself. That difference became clear in the way Liu Yuning looked after Song Zuer, not as a co-star fulfilling his role, but as someone whose concern ran deeper than routine professionalism. It was in the smallest gestures that something more personal began to reveal itself. He wasn't loud about it. He didn't put on a show. But when the weather turned harsh during an outdoor shoot, and her hair blew into her face again and again, he was the one who quietly stepped forward, not to call attention to himself, but to make her more comfortable. He adjusted her collar with a tenderness that seemed to forget the cameras were rolling. There was no urgency, just intention, just care. These were moments that didn't make it into the script, but they made it into the hearts of fans watching closely, because they felt real. Because they came from instinct, not obligation. When she looked lost in her bag, slightly flustered, he didn't ask if she needed help. He simply began helping. That kind of silent understanding is rare. It's not performative. It's protective. Liu Yuning's protection didn't feel rehearsed. Felt instinctive. He noticed the little things. When she looked tired, he stood closer. When she was silent, he seemed to listen anyway. There was something grounding in his presence around her, as if he had decided, perhaps even without realizing it himself, that keeping her safe in every quiet way had become his quiet purpose. And when protection starts to feel that natural, that effortless, it's no longer just about kindness. It begins to look a lot like love in disguise. In an industry where appearances are curated and interactions are often performative, what happens behind the scenes carries a different weight. It's where authenticity quietly reveals itself, unguarded, unfiltered. And that's exactly where the story between Liu Yuning and Song Zuer began to resonate most deeply. Not in rehearsed interviews or red carpet glances, but in the subtle, unscripted moments that unfolded when no one was supposed to be watching. One video showed Song Zuer sitting quietly in a dressing room, looking for something in her bag, her expression tense and distracted. Without hesitation, Liu Yuning moved closer, kneeling beside her, gently helping her search without needing to ask why. It was so natural, so intimate in its simplicity, that it left fans breathless. That kind of attentiveness can't be taught. It comes from knowing someone, really knowing them, and wanting to ease their burden in the smallest, quietest ways. Another clip captured them at a private dinner with the production crew. There were no fans, no press, no public image to maintain. Yet Liu Yuning sat beside her, not across from her, not in polite proximity, but close enough that it felt personal. They didn't pose, didn't perform. He looked at her the way someone does when the world slows down, softly, attentively, as if memorizing the details of a face they'd rather never look away from. These weren't grand declarations. They were ordinary moments that became extraordinary because of the emotion behind them. In these glimpses beyond the spotlight, the truth revealed itself. This wasn't simply friendship. This was something growing quietly, away from the noise, blooming in the safety of trust. Because sometimes what people do when no one's watching tells you everything you need to know. And Liu Yuning, without a single word, seemed to be saying, "She matters to me." Sometimes the most powerful things are spoken without a single word. In the case of Liu Yuning and Song Zuer, it's not what they've said aloud that speaks volumes. It's what they've chosen to let remain unspoken. In every shared glance, in every quiet act of care, there is a silent language unfolding between them. And those paying close attention can feel it, stronger even than a public confession. When asked about love in a recent interview, Liu Yuning didn't name anyone. But the conviction in his voice told its own story. "When I care about someone," he said, "I want to protect her, even when no one's looking." It was a simple line. But for those who have watched the way he stands near Song Zuer, the way his eyes search for her even when the scene is over, it struck a chord that words could never quite reach. And Song Zuer, she too seems to speak in careful hints. In a fan Q&A, when asked what makes her feel safe, she didn't give names either. But her answer carried a weight that was hard to ignore. "There's someone who always stands by me quietly. I feel calm when he's there." That calm, that quiet presence, it has a name even if she hasn't said it aloud. Together, their silences say more than statements ever could. They're not hiding. They're protecting something delicate. Something still unfolding. Perhaps they understand that love, in its truest form, doesn't always need to be broadcast. Sometimes it only needs to be nurtured, quietly, respectfully, until it's ready to bloom in its own time. And maybe, just maybe, what they've been saying all along without saying it, is that they've already found something rare. Something worth protecting. Recently, fans spotted something completely new. Both were seen wearing matching bracelets during a promotional event. Not for the drama. Not as part of a theme. Just matching. Song Zuer's birthday livestream? Liu Yuning was mysteriously absent from the public wish list, but fans spotted a bouquet in her background with a tiny LY tag. During a fan interaction event, Zuer was asked about her ideal vacation. Her answer? Somewhere quiet by the ocean. Just with one person I can talk to. Later that week, Liu Yuning posted a photo of a quiet beach with one set of footprints. Was it planned? Was it personal? In an age of fast headlines and fake romances, this connection feels different. There's no rush, no publicity stunts, no dramatic displays. Just small actions. Quiet loyalty. Mutual energy. And maybe that's the most beautiful part of all. Because love, real love, doesn't always need fireworks. Sometimes it grows in the shadows, in glances, in silence, in the way someone stands a little closer, or waits a little longer. And Liu Yuning? He's showing the world what that looks like day by day, moment by moment. So, is Liu Yuning already in love with Song Zuer? Maybe. Or maybe he already was. But what do you think? Could this be one of the sweetest love stories in Chinese entertainment today? Are we watching a friendship turn into something deeper? Something real? If this story touched your heart, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more heartfelt stories from the world of Asian entertainment. Speech Balloon, share your thoughts in the comments. We read every one of them. bellhop bell and tap the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching, and remember, in a world of noise, sometimes love speaks the softest. This is Abnun Star News, and this story is just beginning.